Hello and welcome to my channel, Reddit Storytelling. Today we have an author named Shanda82, who left her boyfriend after he cheated. And she decided to ask Reddit for advice. Let's see if you two would agree with the judgment of this forum at the end of the video. Am I guilty for not telling my boyfriend I'm moving out after I found out he cheated? Sorry, this may be long. I, female 42, have been with my boyfriend, 33, for 4 years, and we've lived together for 2 years. Our lease is up in a week and a half, and I've made the decision to move out after I found out that he cheated on me with his best friend. For context, his best friend, Tina, female 34, were roommates before. He and I got together and before we all decided to move in together. He and I were just friends for 8 years prior to committing. During our friendship phase, anytime she would call and needed him, he would drop whatever and make sure she was alright. I will admit Tina is not the brightest and at 34, doesn't really know how to be an adult. She fixes everything with 2 to 3 different guys a week, and it's made easy because of her profession. Not shaming her, just stating facts. Over the years, I had some doubts about their relationship. But he always reassured me that they were just friends, and I trusted him. 2 months ago I found out the truth. His behavior had been changing. He was distant, secretive, and I could just feel something was off. Yes, I went through his phone and saw the exchanges. I confronted him, and after some hesitation, he admitted that he slept with Tina. He said it was a one-time mistake. He regretted it and begged for my forgiveness, claiming it didn't mean anything. The texts say something different, especially since there were a few texts from the previous day. I went through his phone at like 3 a.m. He really wants me to stay and work things out. But I can't. I feel betrayed and humiliated. I'm also angry because he didn't just cheat. He cheated with someone who lived in our home, shared meals with me, had heart-to-hearts with me, and acted like a friend. They would reassure me about my insecurities, about the closeness of their friendship. It's always the ones they tell you not to worry about. I've already decided I'm done. I've signed a lease for a new apartment, arranged movers, and plan to leave next week. I haven't told him yet, and I don't plan to until I'm gone. Since he goes to work before me, my plan is to pack and move all my things while he's at work. I'll leave a letter explaining my decision. This is where I may be the asshole. I know he can't afford this place or a new place without me. He's financially struggling, and without me, he's going to have a hard time finding somewhere else to live. But I'm not responsible for fixing his situation, especially after the betrayal. Some friends think I'm justified in not telling him, saying that he made his choices and now he has to face the consequences. My sister, however, thinks I'm being cruel by not at least giving him a heads up so he can make arrangements. I don't feel like he deserves my sympathy. He can have my middle finger though. Oh, yet Tina doesn't live here anymore either. So, Reddit, am I guilty for moving out without telling my cheating boyfriend, knowing he can't afford this place or a new place on his own? And now let's listen to what the community has to say about this situation. A comment from Puzzle-Headed Pass 559. In my opinion, not guilty. You said he is financially unstable. And I think you provided this place to him, so basically you were his provider and his girlfriend, yet he cheated on you with someone else. He isn't your responsibility anyway, he is an adult too. A response from the author. 100% facts. He is not my responsibility. He wasn't thinking about me or his living situation while he was screwing her. He didn't tell me I found out. He claims it was a mistake but continued to pursue her. I don't feel like I owe him anything. A comment from Old Length 7525. You don't owe him anything, but you owe yourself a few things. You say the lease is up in a week and a half. Many one-year leases roll over into a month-to-month tenancy unless you give 30 days notice. Read the lease under the terms section for further details. If your name is on the lease, you need to contact the landlord and give the landlord written notice that you're terminating the lease and vacating. You also need to coordinate with your ex at some point to make sure the place is left clean so you get your security deposit back. Like it or not, if you're on the lease together, you are jointly and severally liable for the rent and the condition of the property. You need to make sure your ex moves out by the end of the lease term. Failing to give him enough notice may result in him holding over, and then you'll be liable. And even if only one of you is on the lease, there are legal obligations that you have to each other. He betrayed you, and I'm sorry you're going through this, better now than later. But don't ignore your legal obligations and rights. Good luck. A comment from Divine Miss 3. This is excellent advice. I used to manage apartments, and what OP is doing would get her in a heap of financial trouble. Then that judgment goes on her credit, which means she can't lease or buy a place in the future before paying that. Also, leaving him high and dry can generally screw up his life and cause lots of blowback on her. What if he bails without notice and trashes the place after she leaves so they both get charged for that? I saw that a lot, and it cost hundreds if not $1,000 in cleaning fees. You need to tell him, then set up an appointment with your landlord to do a walkthrough when you return the keys. Take photos or videos, as that's happening to cover your ass if the landlord tries to charge you for stuff you didn't do. I would highly recommend you ask the landlord to change the locks out immediately, if it's legal to do so, considering squatters' rights. Also, in many places you cannot take your name off the lease unless both of the residents agree to it, and he can make whatever the income requirement is 3 times the rent amount. So stick it to him in ways that don't involve the apartment. One caveat: if he's abusive, then do what you have to stay safe. Contact a DV resource and ask how to protect yourself. A comment from Asif Placio Frist. Not guilty. The way he lies and tries to manipulate, I would say it's safer to just go and let him be surprised when he gets home. A response from the author. That's my plan. I just wish I could see his face when he realizes I'm gone. They always say, don't bite the hands that feed you. A comment from Rocketm69 under. Make sure Tina is there right after he gets home. Tell her that there's a surprise waiting for her. A response from the author. Oh my God. I love your petty advice. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that scenario. But then again, they would probably just have sex or some dumb shit. And a last comment for today's video. Asif Placio Frist. Not guilty. The way he lies and tries to manipulate, I would say it's safer to just go and let him be surprised when he gets home.
I hope you guys enjoyed that first story. Let's now listen to a second story with a husband that discovered a terrible betrayal after his work trip.
Am I guilty for leaving my wife without a discussion after I found out she cheated? I know that I am not an asshole for leaving a relationship where my partner was unfaithful. That is normal, and I would hope everyone respects themselves enough to get out of that situation. This is a touch more complicated. I fly in and fly out for work. I am currently working on a contract in Africa. I work for 8 weeks, then I get 4 weeks off. So basically I'm gone for 2 months and home for 1. I have been doing this kind of work for about 10 years now. I had a house, but I was never there, and it didn't make sense to rent it out since I would not have a place to stay when I needed it. So I sold it. I stayed with my parents and simplified my life to the point where, other than my car and 1 set of formal clothes for weddings, funerals, I could carry everything I own in 1 piece of checked luggage and my carry-on. I met Louise 3 years ago. We hit it off and started dating. She seemed okay with my lifestyle, and it was nice having someone to come home to. We got married last summer. I found out this September she was cheating on me. When I got home this time, I didn't bother leaving the airport. I checked into the hotel for the night and left the next day for Vietnam. I rented a nice place there for my time off and blocked her on everything. I also contacted a lawyer to start a divorce. A few people got a hold of me to see what was going on since she didn't know where I was. I told them that we were getting divorced because she was cheating on me. It happens. I'm sad but not ashamed. I didn't screw up. We never mixed our finances. The only thing that sort of matters is that our apartment was in her name. We wanted to make sure she could take care of everything while I was gone. All our bills were also in her name. Not my credit cards or anything. Just water, power, internet, stuff like that. I would just give her money to pay all the bills. It was good because then she had her salary to pay for herself on everything else she wanted while I was gone. The thing is, she can't afford that apartment on her salary. I'm back in Africa and won't be home again until just after Christmas. I'm already planning on taking my parents to Europe over New Year's, so I won't be bothering to fly back to California next time. I will just have my company fly me to Italy instead. My ex doesn't have a lot of savings. She makes good money, but she likes nice things. I liked her having nice things, so I didn't mind subsidizing her life. Now she is stuck in a lease and has a car note that will eat up all her paycheck. Some of our friends think that leaving her in that situation without talking to her isn't fair. That she only got the apartment because she was counting on my money for the budget. They all acknowledge that she is in the wrong for cheating. But they think I am screwing her over too much by just leaving her like I did. Cold turkey, so to speak. Do you guys think I owe her anything more? Am I guilty for leaving her like this? And now let's listen to what the community has to say about this situation. A comment from a deleted profile. Yeah, you didn't leave her like you did. You responded to a decision that she made. Sounds like F around and find out situation to me. Not guilty. A comment from All-Conquering Sun 888. That she only got the apartment because she was counting on my money for the budget. Like they forgot you only got that apartment with her because you expected her to, be faithful. Like the bare minimum in a relationship, and she can't even do that. A comment from Nanandia. That she only got the apartment because she was counting on my money for the budget. And you only went to live with her because you thought she would be a faithful partner. You also only sent her money every month because she lied to you and made you believe she was one. She's an adult. She's able to make her own choices in life, including becoming a cheating sluzzy, so she can handle her living situation by herself. If things get hard, she can sell her luxury bags, or ask her affair partner for help. I heard they always stay and support the cheaters when they get busted. Not guilty. A comment from Lovely Chef 87. She broke her vows. He can break his lease. A comment from Beth 21286. Tell them OP wants a rent refund for every month he paid for that. She screwed the other guy in. A comment from 1409 Nissan. She can get a roommate. Stop worrying about her. It was her own fault. A comment from The Littlest Dog 23. Yes, this. It's not like her only two options are getting help from OP or getting evicted. She can find a roommate, she can break the lease, she can sell her car and get a cheaper one, etc. She is single now, she will do what it takes to figure it out. And a last comment from Cyber Majex. Not guilty. She cheated. She can deal with the consequences. Discussions are there for you to get what you need. If you're done, you're done. Your friends can pay for her. As I'm betting some of them knew. Comment from me, the narrator. Not guilty. Your job situation allowed you to leave in a heartbeat, which is good. As long as you control the narrative for the reason that you left. You will be okay. If you don't do that, your reputation can be in danger and you're gonna have to rebuild it around your friends and family. Be careful. Own replacement 952.
Hope you guys enjoyed that second story. Let's now listen to a third story of a wife discovering that her husband is a serial cheater.
My husband cheated, so I told everyone. He has nothing right now and definitely doesn't care. I'm 7 months pregnant now, but when I was 5 months, I found out he was cheating while I was in the hospital with pneumonia. He is adopted but knows his biological family. I told his adopted family, biological family, my friends, his friends, etc. A lot came out when I found out. I found out he cheated on every girlfriend he's had. I'm now friends with his exes, who he lied to about everything as well. He told me he wasn't in contact with them and they found out about me when his mom died and I was in her obituary because, shocker, she's my mother-in-law. He says I ruined his life and I want to. He's hiding like a coward. He won't answer messages from anyone. He tried telling my mother that he spoke to an attorney, and I made him feel guilty for not being happy when he mentioned it. Never happened. In fact, when I asked if he was cheating, he swore on his mother's grave he wasn't. It was obviously a lie. There's so much to this story, but I just don't understand how some people can do this. He wanted his perfect wife and kids, and his little girlfriend on the side. He was never going to leave me, and now he's not responding to my divorce attorney. I want him out of my life since he was so unhappy. But suddenly he's too busy for the divorce he claims he wants. Or it started claiming when I kicked him out of the house. When I told him to leave because he was cheating. He told me he's been unhappy a long time and spoke to a lawyer a month ago but didn't know how to tell me. So he cheated and lied to hide it for weeks. He wanted the baby I'm pregnant with. I didn't want another for 2 more years. But now that we're not together, he says it's my choice and I can have full custody. He's mad at me because his affair partner was also cheating on her boyfriend, and I told said boyfriend. Apparently because I did that, my husband doesn't have to apologize for what he did to me because I'm trying to ruin his and his new girlfriend's life. He said he's not sorry, he doesn't regret it, and he's accepted what he's done, and I need to get over it. But he can't even say the words, I cheated. Just, you don't know my side, and I've accepted what I've done. I want him to suffer like I am. And he has no one. But I know he doesn't care because he's twisted it in his mind so that he's justified because I told everyone what he did so clearly. I'm the bad guy. If he had a side, he would tell his whole family so that they wouldn't hate him, but instead he blocks their numbers. He knows he can't lie to anyone who can ask me because I have all the proof, and anything he says I can disprove, so he says nothing. Yet insists he's not in the wrong. I really know how to pick them. Now I'm a single mom of 2.
More info from the comments.
He's a effing child. You're better off. I would have told everyone too.
I felt like if I didn't then it would give him a chance to convince me that it was my fault somehow. Now I even have his family at my back telling me to not ever take him back, and that honestly is a big help to keeping me from breaking down and trying to fix him so my family can be whole. His brother logged into his Facebook and made a post about what he did, so he deleted his Facebook the next morning. When we got together I told him cheating was my hard line. No forgiveness. He said he understands because he's been cheated on, a lie. Little did I know he had a girlfriend when we got together. I still don't understand how he thought that was okay somehow. Based on new evidence, I believe the affair partner knew about me, and they had some sort of, we both have partners so we both have something to lose agreement. But when I first messaged her, after she stopped ignoring me the first 2 days, she said, he says that he's divorcing you and the baby isn't his. Date: 7 months later. This is kind of a small update, but I was excited and remembered this account, so I wanted to say that you don't have to be healed for things to be better. Good things can still happen even if you're sad. Thus far I have gotten a pay raise at work, and come the new year, I'll be promoted and take over my own store with another pay raise. I've been going out more and enjoying myself. I have concert tickets and hockey tickets that I'm very excited about. I had my son in October, and in January I started eating healthier and I've lost 20 pounds so far. I'm seeing someone sort of. We are exclusive by accident. Just kind of stop seeing others in favor of each other but not official, and he makes me smile. I went to the dealership we got our cars from and found out that my ex has been telling people that I cheated and was abusive. They gave me a free oil change because they felt so bad when I broke down. I proved that was a lie and talked to them for a while. I knew he would do that, but it's nice to have proof. And it's exactly why I kept everything I had. As for my husband, the judge officially signed the divorce decree in January. I've been no contact with him since June 2022, so I wasn't getting a lot of updates there until the now ex-affair partner messaged me. I knew that his car had a repo order on it and that he was struggling dating, but that he had found someone. He has his whole family blocked. But on Thanksgiving she messaged me that she had left him and she was sorry. I didn't message her back until this month because I just wasn't ready. But I did, and found out that he's been fired from 3 jobs since I left him. And now he doesn't have her either. I do think he's seeing someone, and I think I figured out who. But I don't want to be involved even though I want to warn her. I'm torn, but I decided to let him do as he does because I don't want to give him a reason to reach out. He has reached out to my mother once because he was posted in a toxic men Facebook group with a warning for other girls and decided it was me. Even then, he didn't even ask how our son was. He has never met him or seen him or asked about him. My in-laws are still my family, and my grandmother-in-law calls every week to talk to me. My aunt and sister-in-law are coming to my oldest son's birthday so he can see his cousins on that side and they can see me. So, in all, I'm doing good and he is not. But I am not official with the guy I'm seeing for a couple of reasons. I am still paranoid, anxious, and stressed. I don't fully trust my instincts. I am aware of all of that. Better things are still happening and I am sure it will get better. I am excited to one day be fully healed and living a good life. I don't know how long that will take, but that's okay. The only thing besides all that is that he has yet to pay child support or any of the money he was ordered to pay in the divorce, so we will have to go back to court to enforce that. Who knows what hell that will bring. Edit. Thank you for the award. I feel the love and support from the comments, and I appreciate every single one of you. I can only hope that if someone who is struggling to leave a situation like mine reads this, they find that strength and respect for themselves to go. Never stay with someone who hurts you. It's not worth it.
Small update. This is tremendous. You're free of him and tracking upwards. Well done you.
Thank you. I felt it was small because I only did what I said I would. But I'll admit the amount of joy I felt when the judge signed is comparable to very little. And I'm doing good, if a little strung out emotionally. Soon to be updated. 6 months later. Hello everyone. I saw my post on a couple different social platforms. I wanted to address that first. Most importantly, to the people whom found hope in my posts, I wish you the best lives. I don't know you, but I love you and I hope everything works out. Next, to those that have been in similar situations. I am so sorry. I hope you get / have what you need, whatever it is, revenge, peace, etc. Moving on. Those that pointed out revenge is toxic and draining. For you maybe. Someone said that my ex was an empty piñata, but I can still break it open, and to that I say, yes, and I will. Yelling at my ex for all the pain he caused me actually made me feel better. I have to live with that pain for the literal rest of my life. It never goes away, you learn to live with it and you learn how to be happy in spite of it. Now I would like to address some of the comments I've seen on reposts. Specifically, some of the BORU ones. Some asked how I have time / money for the things I do while also working and having kids. The answer is actually quite simple. I was paying for a majority of my ex's bills. Once he was gone, I had that money back. As for time, I really do have an amazing support system, and I think people forget this is my life and months have passed. I was doing 1 concert a month and family watched my kids. They come with me to anything kid-friendly. Hockey games, shopping trips with friends, dinners. Job is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 5 days a week. I actually laughed so loudly at people questioning our car dealership. That was hilarious and also valid. You're right, it sounds fake. I simplified the interaction for the post. Basically, my ex likes to hang out at the dealership. When we got together, he introduced me to the people there. I had to go in to see if I could refinance my car. Ex is a co-signer. Plus I needed them to check my car for something, can't remember now. And they were looking at me odd and behaving rather rude / cold. Put 2 and 2 together and I confronted them, asking if X had been by and what had he said. They told the truth, maybe that was unprofessional. Corrected it. I cried because I'm also a co-signer on his car and found out that I couldn't refinance because my credit dropped 200 points because he decided to stop paying for his car. At the end of the appointment they told me I'd needed an oil change too, and they had just done it because I seemed like I needed a break. Honestly, it was sweet. Being a single mother is hard. I understand many have trouble giving birth and with pregnancy itself and recovery. That is not my experience. With my second, my ex's baby, I pushed for 10 minutes with 0 tears and literally felt fine after. First baby I pushed an hour with no tears also. I mention this because it seemed impossible to some that I could do things and also be a newborn mom. I was fine, plus I stayed home for 3 months to bond. I don't really mention either of my kids in these posts because the posts weren't about them, and honestly, I didn't want to tell a bunch of strangers about what I do with my kids. You don't really need to know about library trips or farm trips or how my baby hits milestones early, etc. Work. The raise I got was company-wide. The promotion is because my current boss is retiring, so I'm taking his place and someone will be hired to fill my spot. Just worked out well. My relationship. I saw people dumping on me in all ways for that one. Please understand we aren't dating. It's sex, with an unexpected friendship of sorts. And exclusive only because we stopped seeing other people. We didn't really talk about it. I'm fully aware that being in a relationship is not for me. I don't even know if I want a real one with this guy, and we've technically been sleeping together for a year now. Please don't talk about how I'm not ready for a relationship or how I spoke about it more than my kids. I'm not in one, and I didn't choose a relationship over kids. I just didn't want to talk about the kids. I posted a bunch of screenshots because the one thing I can't stand is even indirectly being called a liar. This is real. Some parts are simplified, but it really hurts, and I would be way too embarrassed to make something up when I don't have to. Thank you. Finally, I will have another smaller update in early November and a much larger one after that, once court is really in session. Baby turns 1 in late October, and that is when I will be suing, and I will update/vent about it. It makes me feel better to write out my thoughts, feelings, and situations and send them into the void anonymously. Sure, someone close to me could easily recognize this story, but it's all true and I didn't do anything wrong, so I am not really worried about it. PS to the person who said I should get into writing. Thank you. I was a Wattpad girly in the day, so I actually did, at one point. Thought that was funny. Also, Starbellbabibina in the comments, you said that you wished this was real. I felt like maybe you needed some hope in your life, and that is the main reason I wrote this. I posted the screenshots because you seem sweet, and if you need this story to be real so you can see that sometimes we can succeed in spite, not despite, but in spite, of the pain we are going through. I've got you because my life is about as real as it gets. As for Seekumquat, if you need someone to talk to, Demi. I know I seem well-adjusted and confident here, but this is hard. I don't want to focus on the bad with these posts because I find that unhelpful for my healing. I talk through the bad with friends. I'm still very much affected, and if you need someone to talk to that's been through and is going through it, let me know.
Hope you guys enjoyed that third story. Let's now listen to the last story of a husband that has been informed of a terrible decision made in the past.
Am I guilty for not coming to terms with the fact that my wife cheated on me 14 years ago before our marriage? I am a man and I'm 35 years old and my wife is 37. Married for 11 years and together for 14 years. We have a beautiful 7-year-old daughter and our marriage has been great without any major problems until last year. Last year, I learnt that my wife cheated on me before our marriage. One of her friends became religious and confessed her actions to me, which had me confront my wife. She was shocked that I learnt it and apologized profusely about her actions. However, she said it's not something important now because we have been going strong and have a family together. She told me I should come to terms with it since it happened 4 months into being exclusive and she was a stupid girl out of college back then. My mind told me the same. It happened 14 years ago and we are happy right now. I decided to forgive her and continue our usual life. Reality was not that great. My mental took a big hit. I realized it's not something that happened 14 years ago for me. The cheating happened for me when my wife confirmed it. I was less confident and could not have sex with my wife. I just could not get an erection for her. This turned into feeling disgusted being around her. I even took a DNA and STD test secretly. Thankfully, our daughter is mine and I am clear of STD. Then a year of intense individual therapy started for me. I realized I needed to change somehow. I was not the same person I used to be. I also communicated my feelings to my wife, and after pushing a bit, we started going to couples counseling too. However, at the end of everything I decided to proceed with divorce. Here are my reasonings. She not only cheated back then but lied to me for 14 years. She did not confess the action herself. Even though she apologized, she dismissed the fact by saying it's not important anymore. Young me was robbed of having a choice. Cheating was, and still is, one of the biggest deal breakers for me. If I knew it back then, I would have broken it off. I am happy with my life and I am glad that our daughter came into the world. She is the light that shines the brightest for me. One of the biggest reasons I keep living, but I still was robbed of a choice back then. Individual counseling and marriage counseling could not understand my problems and my feelings towards her. It also started affecting family life, which could affect our daughter. I think our daughter would be better off having us as co-parents instead of living in a broken family environment where consistent arguments are present. Sex life is basically dead for me. We do have sex, but I feel like those women on film/series that just lay and look at the ceiling waiting for it to be over. The only difference is that I am a man. I don't even want non-sexual gestures anymore. Last week, I had a sit down with my wife and explained everything I wrote here in detail, my feelings, reasoning, and some other private things. I have been talking to a lawyer for the last month and papers are almost finalized. 50-50 custody, 50-50 assets sharing, and as amicable as possible. I explained everything thoroughly and clearly to her. She freaked out and had a panic attack. We spent the night at the ER. She is begging me to reconsider and not throw away 14 years. However, even though I would like to stay, it will result in us being roommates and a broken family environment for our daughter. Am I in the wrong here? And now, let's listen to what the community has to say about this situation. A comment from a deleted profile. This isn't about being guilty or not. You're not able to deal with something and it has changed your view of someone. A comment from Catmo. That's the thing. The author of this post has tried everything and can't make it work. He didn't throw his hands up and walk out. He tried. He really tried. But you can't make yourself have emotions you don't have, nor can you let go of ones you're currently feeling. There's no right or wrong here. A comment from Missing Chromosomes. Nah, I think the wife is pretty clearly in the wrong here. She cheated and lied about it for 14 years. A comment from Stingray Fins. That's the thing, OP has his own tolerance levels. I personally don't think anyone should reward or tolerate cheating. There's just too many good people out there that deserve a chance for people to try and work through cheating. I believe cheating is 99% over, no matter what people try to say. Even the people that stay with cheaters don't count because I truly believe deep down they're bitter and resentful and the trust isn't there, so they'll never truly be happy or at peace. The 1% of cheating perhaps could be situational enough to be worked through. A comment from a Wilt. This isn't a guilty or not question. You aren't able to love her the way you did before, you no longer trust her, your relationship is dysfunctional, therapy didn't help. Calling you, or her, after all, she's the cheater, an asshole will solve absolutely nothing. All you can do now is to make the separation as smooth as possible for your daughter. A comment from J. Beaker. Someone else wrote this in a thread months ago and I still remember it. The affair happened 14 years ago for you. It just happened for me. Like she's had 14 years to process and lie about it and then to just let it go. For OP, this just happened. He's still dealing with all of it. And not just the affair, but the 14 years of lying by omission too. It's brand new to him. A comment from Financial Gold 6907. While I have no first-hand experience, I have also seen in another thread that it's the constant lying and pretending nothing happened for years that can be worse than the affair itself. Trust is the most important aspect of interpersonal relationships. If you cannot trust someone, you cannot have a healthy relationship. The three most important elements are trust, loyalty, and support. She broke your trust by cheating and lying. She was not being loyal when she cheated. If she expects you to just get over it, she is not being supportive. A comment from Flat Photograph 8483. Weird, if my wife of 14 years and the mother of my child came out and told me she cheated all those years ago, I would be pissed. I would be pissed because the confession would be for themselves, not for me. What the hell would I do with that? It should be their burden to carry. A comment from Authority. I kinda get you. Cheating is a deal breaker to me, so I don't want to be with someone that cheats. But if it was a one-off thing, very early in the relationship and we're now 14 fucking years in and have a child, what the fuck? You keep that shit on your own conscience and do your best to be a good spouse instead of fucking up my life. Take it to your grave. The friend really just screwed up a marriage to make themselves feel better. Like, it would be different if the affair was recent or ongoing. But 14 years ago, let sleeping dogs lie. Therapy is expensive. Divorce is expensive. Having to have 2 separate homes with enough space for a 7-year-old is expensive. The economy sucks right now. You just took the entire burden off your chest and put it on this poor man. I don't blame him for losing trust in his wife and seeing her differently. That's a normal reaction to finding out someone cheated on you. I do blame the friend for deciding to throw that bombshell for no reason. And the wife for cheating. A last comment from the narrator. I think the last comment summarizes this situation. I don't think the author is guilty, and I was personally in a situation, which was not a cheating one, where the other person told me to just get over it. And I spent a year avoiding the person because I was disgusted by their reaction. I just hope that his little daughter would be able to cope after the separation of her parents. Thank you for listening to this story. Let me know in the comments if you agree with the community. What would you have done in that situation? And for those who stayed to the end, I thank you. If you like this type of content, feel free to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. See you soon.